So I am very excited right now to move to this next part of the virtual open day because I have some friends here with me on the bamboo settee. I'm going to introduce them to you and we're going to dive into your questions. So let's see who we've got here with me today. So I have three very special humans of Green School right here. I have Arrow, I have Tom, and I have Leslie, and they are part of the Green School community, a student, a parent, and our head of campus. We've brought out the full show for you today. So I'm going to go to you, Arrow, first, maybe to introduce yourself before we dive into some questions. So who are you? Where are you from? What are you into?
My name is Arrow. I'm from the United States, born in LA, born and raised in LA. This is my first year at Green School, and I'm in grade 6. And yeah, I really enjoy Bali and living here. The Green School community has been super nice. It's been nice.
Superstar introduction there, Arrow. Well done. And over to you, Tom. Tell us a little about who you are.
Tom, I'm also, I'm Arrow's parent, and I'm from Los Angeles, and I've been in Bali. This is my third visit to Bali over the last 5 years, and we're planning to be here for, I think, the next 2 years. So, it's funny when you talk to parents here, they say, well, yeah, I came for a year and now it's 12 years later. So time does fly, and it's a great place to be. So I'm happy to be here.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom. Thanks for giving us your time. I know it's always really appreciated on these virtual open days when we have a real life parent here to talk to you. But last but not least, let's hear from Leslie and her friend that's right there beside her.
Yes, we have many animal friends here at Green School. My name is Leslie Medema. I'm in my 14th year here. I came in 2011 when we started the high school program. And I've been through many different positions, and it's been an honor of a lifetime to have had the opportunity to be so innovative and to work alongside students and parents and colleagues in order to create this program that is as student-centered and collaborative as it can be. So can't wait to meet you as you come to Bali, show you around, and give you a tour of the learning in action that happens here every single day.
All right, Arrow, are you ready to jump into some conversation?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. All right, I have a great question here, which is about food. So what's in your lunchbox, or what do you get for lunch at Green School?
Well, so it's sometimes I get the Green School lunch at the Green Warung. It's I eat there like Mondays and Thursdays, right? Yeah, Mondays and Thursdays. I love the chicken burger. It's delicious with the potato fries. It's really good. And then on Thursdays they have this delicious chicken. But like mostly every other day I have lunch from home, and it's
Nice. All right, good. You know what you like. So Green School, we have a particular philosophy on food and what we eat. So it is all sourced locally, it's seasonal, it's organic wherever we can possibly get, it's nutritious, and it's also cruelty-free. So anything we buy here needs to be produced in line with those principles. And we have 3 different vendors that feed our community here at Green School, or you can bring lunch from home. And Arrow, you mentioned the Green Warung, and actually the Green Warung is run by middle school. So that will be kicking off as its own little business that is run by the students, and it feeds our community. And it is also my favorite place to get lunch on the Green School campus. Leslie, let's change it up a little bit and go over to you, because there are a couple of questions that came in very early. So I want to honor those. And that is around our graduates. So where do our alumni go after they graduate from Green School? And also, what does the kind of Green School diploma look like, and where can that take you?
So such a big question, because our graduates are global. So we have over 240 graduates starting in 2013, doing anything and everything you can think about in the world today, from getting their PhDs to being environmental engineers, to being artists, to being a famous rock star in one case, to running their own NGOs, starting their own companies. Some students take gap years, and that turns into something even bigger for them. Some students take their Greenstone, which is the final year capstone project, turn that into a part of their life. Many will go to university a few years after green school, taking their learning out into the world, and many will not. We don't prioritize either direction. We give pathways to all students. The diploma is based on a US-based system where you accumulate certain credits in certain areas of learning. Even though our learning is highly integrated, we do differentiate that so that the rest of the world can understand what our diploma looks like. And that accumulation of credits is based on numbers of hours that you spend in a classroom learning and the outcome of that learning. We're accredited here in Indonesia and internationally, and our students have gone to universities in over 20 countries. We keep a full-time pathways person to really help shepherd our students through that process. But I think also we're also always encouraging much more than the diploma, putting together certifications, putting together expertise, experiences, a portfolio of amazing learning. And we also, at the same time, have opportunities to earn university credits in Australia and in the United States already here on campus, as well as to take certain examinations that are understood around the world. So there's so many different options, and I kind of think of it as a wallet full of many different things that you have in the world, and then you go out into the world with that, and you spend that as experience. So it's so much more than just the diploma.
Yeah, that's really, it's a great way of summarizing down something that is a big, beautiful story from our school. And I'm sure our team have put a link there to our alumni page on our website, but also perhaps they might put a link there to our capstone channel on YouTube, our Greenstone channel, where you can have a look at some of the kinds of projects that our very most senior students work on in their final year, which gives you a hint to what they might be going to do next. I have 3 graduates myself, my own children. One's a biologist, one's studying fashion design and has her own enterprise, and the third one is just about to start university next week doing computer science. So yeah, diverse mix right there. Tom, my friend, we're going to go over to you next because I can see some questions here that are around transport and housing. So it would be great to get your insights as a newly arrived family on that whole process of settling into Bali, and maybe how you found a house and what transport option you selected and those things.
Sure. We live in Pereiranan now, and we had another home in Singakerta before that. We were fortunate. We came here about a year and a half ago, to visit the campus and spend some time here before Arrow started school. So we got a jump on that. And the home that we got, I picked up a house on Airbnb. Beautiful place, 3 bedrooms, swimming pool, fantastic views in the rice fields. And, we got lucky that it was available on Airbnb. And then when we came back, we leased it for the next 3 months. We would have stayed there probably the whole time, except the owners who live in Paris came to stay for 3 months. So we're now in another part, but it gives you a chance to move around a little bit and explore and experience a lot of Bali. So we kind of enjoy this. In regards to transportation, we're pretty adventurous. So we have a car. It's relatively simple to find a car with a driver to get Arrow to school every morning. That commute can be wherever you are, unless you're living right next to the school, is a little bit difficult. So it's really way better for you to get a car or a driver to do that, and they're relatively easy to find. Also, housing is, as I said, is relatively easy to find through, as I said, Airbnb. There's a lot of websites, and it's not difficult at all. We also got scooters, and so Arrow's mom and I use scooters to get us around locally. Yeah, so transportation is, but you got to be adventurous, and you got to be, willing to, get in the middle of that scrum. But, that's the one thing I was going to say also about any parent that comes here. I really think that you're looking for an experience for your child or your children, which is extraordinarily unique. I can honestly say Arrow, weirdly enough, has grown in one semester, in 1 year, he's grown about 6 inches. So I don't necessarily know if it's the rain, the air, the sunlight, or whatever, but he sprouted like a jungle plants really, really quickly. But yeah, you have to be, you want to have, I think that all the people we've met here, the parents, they're all looking for something else, looking for an adventure, looking for something to kind of further their life's experience and also their child's. And I can honestly say that his growth has been exponential since he's been here. His independence, his confidence, everything is just extraordinary. It's been amazing.
No, that's great. Such great insights there, Tom. And I think it's really always appreciated, the openness and kind of honesty that we share with our friends out there in the world in these sessions, because these are big decisions, especially if you're not in Bali, you're thinking of moving to Bali for the school. So understanding the whole kind of experience is really helpful to parents to know whether that is the right decision for you and your family. And yeah, the transport one is not easy to get around this island. So, and there are a lot of things that might be different depending where you've come from. And I think just reminding ourselves that that's part of the experience is a good thing to keep front of mind.
Yeah, if you're not up for an adventure, it's not worth coming here. This is, and it's a really unique opportunity, and I would recommend it to anybody that has that spirit, and particularly for the growth for their child.
We also have a bus transport service. So that's from children in grade 2 and up. And we also have a carpooling app that was actually designed by students and a parent. They coded that together. And that's available for green school parents too. So you can find sharing a ride with a friend through that app. So, but Ara, let's get some insights from you on living in Bali. Like what might be some things that you really like about it, maybe even some things that are frustrating or have been surprising for you since you arrived?
Well, I mean, I love, like Tom said, I love the adventure that comes with Bali. Like living outdoors has been like all houses have a massive garden. And it's really beautiful. I've loved like the connection to nature living here, and even green school itself. Like behind me, you can see a lot of foliage. And yeah, it's everywhere. It's very beautiful. Some things that frustrate me, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of bugs. Obviously, it's a jungle. But other than that, I really like this place. I really like my house. I really like the school. Yeah, I like it.
That's great. Good. Straight from the honest truth from right there from Arrow. Thank you so much. Let's talk a little bit about security and a feeling of safety. And Leslie, we might get your insights on that from a school kind of policy and standard operating procedure perspective, but just from Arrow and Tom, I mean, I don't know if you have thoughts on that, like your general sense of feeling of safety and security here at the school, but maybe even more generally.
I'm sorry. Look, Bali is a unique place to begin with. I mean, it is so different than a lot of places that I visited in the area. And I think the people and the culture here are incredibly embracing, incredibly warm. And I've never felt in any sense of danger whatsoever, except on a scooter during rush hour. Other than that, this place is it's an incredibly peaceful and you live and you coexist with nature here.
Yeah, it's nice. And I mean, perhaps just to elaborate a little bit, like the Balinese culture here that we get the opportunity to connect with in a way that's really like quite unique, I think, in the world, how open that is. And so our invitation to show respect, but to really connect is very special as well. Is that something you've experienced?
Oh, absolutely. We every day. I mean, the people are extraordinarily friendly, gentle. It's a Buddhist world here. So you kind of embrace that culture and embrace that life, and it's a pretty good place to be for that.
Yeah, lovely. All right, let's go over to you with our
Yeah, because here, your policy girl is now here. We conform to the highest standards of child protection, safeguarding, health and safety internationally as we possibly can. Our parents do have a slightly higher risk tolerance in terms of play and being outside and being within the jungle. Because as Arrow said, there's every kind of animal here. There's foliage everywhere, and we encourage students to play and really find their center. in nature. And that comes with maybe a few more scrapes and bumps than other schools might have. But in terms of our standard operating procedures, our first aid station, the skill set of our nurses, the skill set of our child protection officers, how we report and how we audit, external audits of all elements of the campus, from each building, engineering wise, to each teacher that we hire, the backgrounds that we do, to literally hundreds and hundreds of procedures and policy that we're very eager to get looked at from an external source at all times. We embrace that. So, we have an 80,000 square meter campus area. We allow students to be very independent, and we allow students to play rigorously. But we happen to have very good processes and procedures in place that have kept us extremely safe for a very, very long time. And I'm exceptionally proud of that, because it proves that you can do it in nature. Yeah. And I think that is scary for some schools and for some parents. But as long as we trust the students to take care of each other and to keep each other safe, which we do and we train and we talk about, then we can trust the campus to do the same for us.
Yeah, lovely. And of course, just adding on to the obviously physical perimeter security of the campus as well, in a way that's quite gentle in appearance. But again, there are policies, standard operating procedures, training, and policy behind all of that as well.
Let me just say too, we have 45 security guards that help us here. They're all from this village, and in the Balinese spirit, we're all in this family and in this village together, and they protect us in a way like family. They, again, yes, gentle, but they are there for us in every single circumstance. It's been actually one of the most amazing parts of the relationships that I've gotten to build is with our security team, and how well they care for us and the land that we're on.
Yeah, beautiful. Dan mentioned earlier when he was here, Leslie, that his son, he is now up to packing 3 spare changes of clothing every day for his 3-year-old, because every day he is in the water, he is in the mud, he is completely drenched. This beautiful thing about Bali, it's warm all year round. So water play for the young ones is, yes.
Well, I even keep a spare set of clothes. I mean, we get dirty, we get in the mud, we get active. And that's why we're here, for that healthier lifestyle.
So if you do end up joining us, I'm just going to go ahead and apologize right now for the laundry situation.
Yeah. And every Friday, Jill, where do you go?
Okay. Should I explain what Jalan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jalan.
Jalan is like it's every Friday, and Jalan in Bahasa is journey. Am I right? Yeah. And you go on like a special journey. Like there's one where you surf. And for the past few terms, I've always got to the mangroves because they really fascinated me, and I've made a lot of friendships there. And we like go canoeing in the muddy water, and I get really dirty, and I always somehow forget to bring a towel. Like it never fails.
And he also always somehow falls into the water. Falls out of the boat. I don't know how that happens.
How does that happen, Aaron?
It's really interesting though, because as a parent, you're kind of going, where are you going? What are you doing? And it's like, here you just, you trust the fact that there's an extraordinary amount of experience that has been provided to your child, and they know what they're doing. It may feel a little scary to you at first, but you know what? If you embrace it, just like the place itself, it's a very, very rewarding experience.
It is a special kind of smell that one brings back on their person from the mangrove sanctuary.
It is, isn't it? Oh.
I've noticed that on our buses if I get onto one of those after it's
you should feel it's 3 days after he forgot to take it out of his backpack.
I'm not sure I've been 100% clean in about 14 years. I know, just in a great way, being outside for 14 years as well.
Yeah.
I think we've been part of that, and I couldn't give it up.
Aro, there is a question here about after-school activities. So we do run programs after school 4 days a week, and they start at around 3:30 to 4:30, so the end of the school day, and offerings across a range of different experiences. We actually call it extracurricular activities, because not only are they on after school, there are some that are on before school as well. Aro, have you participated in any extracurricular activities?
Well, Yeah, so in term 1, I played, football, or as Americans like me would call it, soccer. Um, yeah, that was fun. And then, I didn't do any after-school activities in term 2, but now I'm planning on doing basketball. Like, there's a whole lot of things you could do.
Theater.
And yeah, and, that's an elective, though.
Well,
One of my electives, I had to stay after school for the play, it's not musical, the school play. It was fun. There's a multitude of things that, could keep your child occupied after school hours.
Have you got any suggestions for us, Ara, on what we could add to our extracurricular program?
Suggestions? Well, I do find myself a lot of times, like, at the end of school when I'm waiting to be picked up, um, by my parents, I find that I get, like, just a wee bit bored when all my friends have left, but it's just a nitpick, nothing big.
So I will take that on, won't we, be Leslie? You take that on.
Oh, yeah.
We usually have trouble at getting people off the campus at the end of the school day. I'm usually the last one here, and I'm rounding people up. Come on, Kate wants to go home. Let's move it out, people. It is a great playground here. All right, let's move on a little bit. We have a little bit of time left, folks, just 20 minutes or so. So if you have a question that's burning, please do put it on the chat right now, and including the young people out there, the students. So here's a practical question just about water, drinking water in Bali. What is the situation? Can we turn on the tap in our house?
you can, as long as you're going to boil it, but there's bottled water is everywhere, and most houses supply bottled filtered water. You also get filtration systems. You just have to be careful with water, and we've never had much of an issue about it. I mean, it's yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Nice. Yep. I think that answers that one. Question here about there's actually a couple of questions, so I'll bundle them together, which are really about the school's position on access and inclusivity. So in terms of community members that come from all around the world with all different backgrounds, experiences, color, ethnicity, religion, and so on. But Leslie, maybe we start with you. What is our general kind of position on that?
Well, our general position is that we are as inclusive as we possibly can be, as long as we can serve the needs of the child. And so we have almost 50 nationalities. We have students that are all individuals and all different. We have a very robust learning support program and English language learning program as well, in order to help students access the curriculum should they need a little bit of extra help. But there are limitations. There are limitations in the jungle. There are limitations in our number of staffing and in their skill set. There will always be in every single school. The one area that I will admit to being very, very difficult is the physical access and physical inclusivity is not easy here or possible in many cases. And that is something we talk about a lot and try to understand how we could do better at. So physical disabilities can struggle at times, although we've been able to serve some students in some situations. And that's really an individual conversation that we would love to have, because if there is any way to serve your child and they might have some particular needs, that's something we want to talk about and we want to get better at. And we've been able to get better through the support of parents and through the support of students who want to come here.
Yeah, that's nice. We might hear from Aaron and Tom on that too, but I think at an individual student level, we aspire and work towards young people and all of us being able to be our authentic selves in our community, and however that presents. That is most important to us. And of course, we're not perfect and it has to be worked on. And Dan spoke earlier about our values here at the school and the kind of culture that we want to foster. And it is ongoing work always. But we want the school to feel warm and friendly and inclusive, and for each individual person to be celebrated for who they are. Aro, you are new here. Let's have a vibe check from you on your experience in settling into the community and how might you describe the culture. You're in middle school, so it's its own subculture within the bigger school.
Best friends from.
Yeah, so it literally took me like 2 days to adjust to everything that was around here. Everyone was super friendly. My best friend, his name is Severin. He's from Denmark. He's super nice, super funny. Yeah, I also have other friends from Canada, Japan. Yeah, South America. A lot of different cultures in my grade alone, and super friendly. I never felt once like I was excluded. I was like excluded from something. And yeah, it's just a very nice community. No, nothing bad to say about it.
You know, and for the parents, the fun thing is that you meet this extraordinary group of people. Everybody that's here is, kind of here for a purpose, and you really, it's kindred spirit. So, I mean, as Arrow said, I mean, our best friends that we've made here are from the UK, are from the Netherlands, from Denmark, from South America. A couple in New York is, a few Californians still here. We're all getting together for the Super Bowl Monday morning at 7:30. Not very Super Bowl-ish. Crack a beer that early is a little tough, but so it's really fun because you meet these extraordinary group of people from, as you said, how many countries?
45.
45 different
To 50.
countries to 50 countries. So and again, it's kindred spirit. Also, there's I don't know if you're going to talk about this, but there's on what Instagram, what's the site that we text back and forth?
WhatsApp?
WhatsApp, sorry.
Yeah.
On WhatsApp, I mean, there's a grade 6, Arrow's grade. There's a WhatsApp, and so that's constant. And then there's also a Green School one. So in everybody, the beautiful part about that is that thing runs 24 hours a day. I had to turn my clicker off. It's just so dick, 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 dick. People responding. I'm looking for a dresser. I need a mattress. I need a doctor. I need a veterinarian. So it's constantly feeding, any need that you have. I mean, in one of the two sites, you're going to get 6 different answers. So people are very proactive here and help you get settled and find what you need. So it's really kind of fun.
Do you think, Tom, that really, like, we really are kind of almost forced in the best possible way to get out of what might be our bubbles wherever we've come from, because we are now part of a new family and this is it, and we can make connections beyond it and more deeply with Bali in this place here, but this is kind of the hive.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Could I just make a more serious comment? Yes, a very important comment. Discrimination against anybody, regardless of their background or LGBTQAI plus status, will not be tolerated. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Doesn't mean we don't have those moments. We're all learning. And we will use them as learning opportunities, and we'll address them, and we will try to help people to, especially students, and work with them to understand and move forward. So we think of it in that way. And I think that's really important to talk about that. It can only be addressed, and it will be addressed if it's reported to us. And then we will take a very compassionate approach to all people involved until we get to a point where we are, harming the community through those actions. So discrimination of any sort is not tolerated. It is a learning opportunity, and it is addressed once it is reported. And that's really, really important to us for all genders, for all backgrounds, for all peoples.
Yes, thank you so much for saying that with such clarity and intention. It really is an important piece. Thank you, Leslie. We're going to grab a couple more questions because don't forget, we are going to a live learning cross somewhere on the campus. What will it be? I don't know, but we will be finding out very soon. So a couple more quick questions. What is our policy on phones, devices in the school? This is a tool for learning for some, but what does that look like, Leslie? Maybe we get a quick answer from you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It is a tool for learning, and it is a part of the lives of young people. So we will use it only if and when it enhances the learning experience of a student. So middle school and high school students have computers. They do not have phones. We want them to engage with each other during the breaks. We will use those devices, and we will use technology when it is something that brings the learning to a whole new level, and it is very conscious and very thought through. But we certainly do believe that young people need to learn how to use it well, need to learn to use how to use it respectfully, and need to learn how to use it with caution, but also with some of the joys that come with it as well. It's a very complex question and issue that we all face, and we face it together. So thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Leslie. I can see there are a few questions that came through in relation to admissions, enrollment, tuition, with how we accommodate children for whom English is not their first language, and so on. Our admissions team are all over it, and will give you the answers to those questions either right there on the chat, or we'll be in touch with you. So don't worry about that. I think I have one more question. What is it? How far in advance should families come to Bali if they're going to join Green School? Tom, I think you can answer that one for us.
Yeah, you need to really smartly. It's a great place to visit anyway, and anybody that wants to live here, I would really recommend that you come for a visit first. Maybe just the parents to come and make that decision. The interesting thing is we've just realized that we originally said well, let's try this for a year, but I got to be honest, anything less than 2 years, you'd be lost. For us, because you don't have enough time to adjust to this school year before you have to make a decision for the next. So it really is so that after your first year in the summer, if you wanted to go someplace else, for instance, we're looking for 2028, maybe living in Portugal. So we may go to Portugal this summer to look at that to make a decision. But right now we're looking at a kind of a 2-year cycle for sure, and see what we can do. But it's really, I think, critical to get to know the people too. We came and visited and had a lovely time, multiple visits with Christine, with the head of, with our guardian angel here, and we had a lovely time, and I think that it's well worth the visit.
What about a top tip for someone coming to Green School? What should they be prepared for?
Comfortable shoes, Zero.
At least in grade 6, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, you're meant to wear closed-toed shoes, like not these ones. These do not count as closed-toed. Crocs, I would say. Also, either bring or get a lot of bug spray, because you're gonna need it eventually at some point, and bring at least 2 bathing suits.
There we go.
It's very humid here, and the pool is a great way to just cool off after a long day.
All right. Now I'm going to say thank you so much. Arrow, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Join us today. You were absolutely amazing. I'm sure everybody appreciated you. And to you too, Leslie, for your time, of course, we know is so precious. And Tom, thank you so much for sharing your insights and wisdom, and for sharing openly with our friends out
See you
there
on
in the
campus.
world. Okay, that's it. Thanks so much, everybody. Don't forget, admissions are there to support you from here on in. Have a great day. We'll see you. Bye-bye.